Greetings once again. I'm Wham Bam Duel, and I'll bet that all of you thought that I'd never make a second episode to this, what is technically my oldest running series. That kind of hurts to say and think about, considering that overall, I am much more proud of my randomized series and solo mode readings, but I digress. I'm making this regardless because, while I am way more proud of those series, I am also somewhat proud of this one, as it was the result of my very first scripted video. So, this year we got the Stone Ocean anime adaptation. I, of course, was one of the many who had lost patience waiting for it and decided to skip ahead by reading after I finished Golden Wind by using some very, legal websites. I was thinking about connecting an Arcana Force card I know to a certain stand, but now I fail to remember both the Arcana Force card as well as the stand in question, so I guess I'll just have to connect those in a later video. Before I continue any further, I of course will have to issue a spoiler warning for Stone Ocean. I have read the manga, I am familiar with things that have not yet happened in the show, so if you're an anime-only kind of person like I used to be, or you simply haven't gotten that far in the Stone Ocean manga yet, consider this your warning. Now, with that out of the way, I can start to talk about the card and stand in question, even if they were shown in the thumbnail. Do you believe in fusion? What is fusion? It is believed by modern duelists to be an advanced summoning method conducted with a fusion spell. According to magical scientists, this card type doesn't require a fusion spell and is merely OTK fodder, and thus, theoretically, does not exist, because OTK players need to rethink their life choices. So the answer is no. Fusion doesn't exist. And also, since at the quantum level, some fusions can be made of other fusions, thus, all monsters are an illusion. This means I don't believe in you or me either. Neither of us exist. We are an illusion. Dragonecro Nether Soul Dragon, gee, what a name, is a fusion monster that can be fusion summoned using any two zombie monsters, and is a popular super poly target for any deck that plays Zombie World. The main aspect of this card that we'll be looking at is that if it battles a monster, at the end of the damage step, it extracts the monster's level and attack, and puts them into a brand new Dark Soul token on its side of the field. Now, if the horrible "do you believe in gravity" parody earlier has given any kind of hint, which, if you pass the spoiler warning, it probably did, then you know the stand I'm gonna compare this guy to. See, I found it interesting how Dragonecro extracts specifically two aspects of whatever it battles: level and attack. A monster's level, when Yugioh was extremely young, was more of a symbol of the level of a monster's power. Nowadays, levels are given seemingly for the sole purpose of synergy, and seem to have little bearing on how powerful a monster actually is now. I'll bet there are a whole bunch more good level 1s than there are level 9s. But back when the game was young, levels showed a monster's power, their level of experience, their level of maturity. The level can easily be equated to memories in this way. As for attack, the raw power, even if it's a bit of a stretch, I think this could be easily enough related to stands, as that is how most users in Jojo's Bizarre Adventure battle each other. Granted, some stands are less about physical combat, and can be more suited to mess with the opponent's head, or have all sorts of crazy effects. I think it's a close enough comparison that I can continue my connection. So we have this monster card that takes two aspects of its combatants, and turns them into a token. Here, we have a stand, White Snake, who takes two aspects of its victims, and turns them into discs. These discs have been shown to be able to be inserted into others that Pucci then controls, theoretically taking someone's level and attack, and using them against their owner. This is not where the comparison ends though, as both Dragonecro and Whitesnake can evolve. Whether it's through a weird green baby, or through an underworld boatman, Pucci's power can evolve, and much like how Sea Moon has nothing to do with the discs anymore, Dragosaido's corrupted Nether Soul Dragon has nothing to do with the Dark Soul tokens. Sea Moon is capable of shifting gravity within a 3 km or 1.9 mile range around itself. The closest parallel I can make here is that Dragosaido's can half a monster's attack, and then burn the opponent for lost attack during the standby phase? I mean, if we're talking about shifting gravity while fighting, that'd probably disorient the target, meaning their attack might be halved due to the confusion. There really isn't much else to connect Sea Moon to Dragoceitos. It was mostly just a point I wanted to make to show that both Dragonecro and Whitesnake have evolutions, both of which have effects that have nothing to do with their previous forms. With that being said, I do believe that if JoJo's Bizarre Adventure took place in a Yu-Gi-Oh style world, that Poochie would play a Zombie World deck, and would even run Dragon's Mirror, and maybe also Super Polymerization if it isn't the same world as GX or Arc 5 in which Super Polymerization is a magical card that belongs exclusively to Jaden and Yuri respectively, in order to summon Dragonecro as his boss. Then, when things are looking bad, and he's all out of Dark Soul tokens made from the stolen aspects of his opponent's monsters, he uses his Ghost Charon to banish the Dragonecro from his grave to summon Dragoceitos. Not to mention, even just generally using a monster thieving strategy with Zombie World, using cards like the Red Eye Zombie series and Zombie Necronize just feels like the sort of game Poochie would play. He's all about achieving heaven, but what if when you die, you'd come right back, like a zombie? Or perhaps a vampire? You know, Poochie's idol, what's his name? I for sure thought I'd remember him, his stand, and the Arcana Force card I was going to compare him to by the time I finished writing this script, but oh well, I guess that'll have to be another video. I've been Wham Bam Duel, and I'm always happy to see ya.